impressed with the work of charity Newsies for many years. Some students once asked about the history of the Newsies. After a little research, they uncovered the story behind the Newsies and put it into a story song that we call Paper Paper. We have always thought that the story behind the Newsies is an inspirational tale that reminds us great things often have simple beginnings. We thank you for all that you do. You help to make our hometown a better place to be. We are proud to share Paper Paper with you and are proud to be part of this Newsies tradition. And now, Paper Paper. The year was 1907. The place was downtown Columbus at the corner of Broad and High in a restaurant. The people were two men of the theater and the publisher of the Old Sun newspaper. Out on the corner was a ragged newsboy hawking his papers. Paper, paper, get your paper, he cried.
Paper, paper, get your paper, it's all for charity. My life isn't perfect, but I'll give to those in need.
It was a blustery cold day in early December, and the wind coming off the river was fierce as it blew the snow into the faces of the passerby. They barely took notice of the small newsboy as they sped past him on their way home.
The men in the restaurant felt sorry for the lad and brought him inside where it was warm. They took his papers with the cries of, "It's all for charity." They sold every paper for as much as they could get.
Paper, paper, get your paper, it's all for charity. My life isn't perfect, but I'll give to those in need.
They sent the boy home with more money than he had ever seen. He was warm and happy as he went his way. It made the men feel good to know that they had helped a needy child. They knew there were many other unfortunate children in the city without warm clothing to wear and no food on the table. They decided then and there to dedicate themselves to offering help to encourage those in need.
Paper, paper, get your paper, it's all for charity. My life isn't perfect, but I'll give to those in need.
That same year, on the Sunday before Christmas, 50 businessmen took to the streets with a special edition of the newspaper to sell their first charity paper. They went to churches, restaurants, and to any place where people gathered. They repeated their cries of, "It's all for charity." They took in $702.42, and every penny of it, 100%, was used to buy clothing, food, coal, and other necessities for needy families.
Paper, paper, get your paper, it's all for charity. My life isn't perfect, but I'll give to those in need.
Charity Newsies was born. These were the first Newsies. This was their first newspaper sale. Today, there are over 700 Newsies from all walks of life, all with one thing in common, their devotion to helping those in need. Then, as now, their creed, 100% to help the needy. Their belief that no child should ever have to be kept out of school for the lack of adequate clothing.
Paper, paper, get your paper, it's all